How's it going? It's Hades, and today I'm going to be going over the best one-card combos that this deck has to offer. So there's primarily four. So I'm going to start from the worst to the best. So let's get into it. Alright, so here's the worst one-card combo you can possibly get is Mitsurugi Prayers. You pretty much never want to just open with this. If you get this in your hand, you want to have some other way to combo. It's typically a midpoint, but let's get into it. So you want to activate Prayers. Add a Mitsurugi, you're going to add Aramasa. Alright. And this is another reason why this is bad. This is like your last resort one card, is because this can easily get Ash Blossomed, and then you have normal summon Aramasa, use his effect, you can get Veilered. So let's get into that though. You have to use his effect, and you add Habakiri. So then you want to activate Habakiri's effect. There you go. And you want to special summon Saji, because Saji can add a ritual from the deck to the hand. So you summon Saji, you tribute Saji, then you use Saji's effect, and you want to add a Mitsurugi ritual. So then you can activate this, and you want to summon the Habakiri from your hand. There you go. And you specifically want to target the Kusanagi and the Sword Serpent. These will be your two main targets from the deck and or hand for pretty much every single combo. So boom, boom. Summon Habakiri. Then you want to activate the Chain Links. So you want to do Chain Link 1, Kusanagi, and Chain Link 2, Sword Serpent. So Sword Serpent will chain block your opponent from hand trapping your Kusanagi. So get into that. Add back Ritual. Use Serpent effect. You want to summon him there. Boom, boom. So now you use the second effect of Mitsurugi Ritual by attributing the Habakiri to summon a Mitsurugi from your deck. So there you go. So this is kind of personal preference. I definitely recommend going for the Murakumo since it has more of a board presence. This is simply kind of like a defensive support card, right? And since you only have access to one of the two in this combo, you want to really go for the Murakumo in my opinion. So I'll do that now. And this will trigger the Habakiri effect. Now you're specifically going to want to add the Mirror, because you're going to be summoning him back to the field using Mirror. So you want to add him back. Add the Mirror Sphere from your hand. You want to summon him from the graveyard. Like so. Then you want to XZ summon into a rank 4. Now, the two options you have for this combo, and pretty much every other combo, is the Dugaris or the Granite. I recommend always going for the Granite, unless you open up with Nib in your hand. Otherwise, this is kind of just like a backup option if you open with Nibiru. But you pretty much always want to go for Granite. So you overlay these two, put them in defense, and you'll use his effects. I definitely recommend just taking away the Aramasa. Boom, you attach him, you add the Nib, which is really good. So now you want to link summon IP Masquerena using the Habakiri and the Granite specifically. So now you can go into Mirror, and you'll tribute your Murakumo to summon your Habakiri. And now trigger the Murakumo effect, and you have some options. So you can either add Prayers, Magatama, or Purification. In my opinion, Purification is the best option. It's an Omni Negate, and it triggers your Ritual Monster's tribute effects, right? Since you need to tribute one of them to activate it, so I'm just going to add that. And you can summon them back. And then you just want to set your Purification. And this is the full board off of the Prayers. This is the worst combo, but you still get a nice board. You have Masquerena for next turn, you have Purification, you have Nib, you have Murakumo. This effect, pretty much for your opponent activated card or effect, they have to discard a card. You can use that once during your opponent's turn. And what's the good part? Purification. So typically with this combo, you want to flip Purification, tribute the Murakumo, you know, when they have a full board, right? Or at least some monsters. So then you want to get an effect, tribute Murakumo, trigger Murakumo's effect, special summon him back, add a Mitsurugi card from your deck to your hand, then destroy all their monsters. But that is combo number 1. Let's get into number 2. So here is combo number 2. This is the second worst. So why this is bad is simply because it's Aramasa. Typically you don't want to open with this. And why it's not as bad as prayers is because you're just not using prayers. Right? Why I don't want to open with this, once again, Imperm, Veiler, Ash, you name it, it can negate its effect. But you want to use this effect anyways. Add Habakiri. Then you want to activate Habakiri, reveal it, then you'll special summon the Saji. Now what's different is you'll tribute the Saji, and instead of the ritual, you'll add the prayers. Right, here you go. Now you'll activate the prayers. So you'll tribute the Habakiri from your hand, and you'll activate both effects. So what you want to do is you want to add the Murakumo from your deck to your hand. And then you want to special summon back the Saji from your graveyard. Now because Habakiri was tributed, you'll use his effect. And you'll be able to add another Mitsurugi card from the deck to the hand. You want to add Ritual. And all of the Mitsurugi combos kind of have the same flow to it. They all just go into each other. So now we'll activate Ritual. And you will tribute a monster from the deck to summon a Murakumo from your hand. And you're pretty much always going to go for the Kusanagi and the Sword Serpent. Always want to go for those. Because then you will get more bodies on the board. Channeling 1 Kusanagi. Add the Ritual back. Channeling 2 Sword Serpent. You'll summon him. And you'll add the Ritual from your graveyard to your hand. Now you can just go ahead. Overlay into the Granite. You need to use this effect. You can attach either one. And you can add the Nibiru from the deck to the hand. Next, what you want to do is the second effect. Well, first effect. And you want to special summon the Futsu from the deck. And that's going to trigger the Murakumo. And you want to add the Mirror, specifically. So you can tribute the Futsu and get back out the Habakiri. You're going to add that. Then you summon him back. And next, activate Mirror, Habakiri, tribute Futsu, summon him back. That'll trigger the Futsu effect. And you want to add Purification. Then you can special summon him back. Next, you want to summon IP Masquerena using the Sword Serpent, excuse me, and the Granite. And add their zone. Then you want to set this, pass. So this is a great board. You want to summon Futsu in defense position always, unless you're in a winning game state to attack directly. Because as you can see, only 2000 attack, but 3400 defense. And this is a great board, honestly. This is just a add-on from the prayers board, pretty much. And yeah, so you just benefit off of everything here. Yeah, this is great. You use this effect if they use a monster effect, special summon Mitsurugi from your graveyard, trigger their effects during your opponent's turn. It's great, right? So every time your opponent special summons a monster, you get a Mitsurugi from your graveyard, and their effects activate. So let's say your opponent summons a monster, maybe like a Junk Synchron, something like that. Use this effect, get a Popo from the graveyard, something like that. You can use its effect, and you can summon back either the Saji, the Aramasa, or the Kusanagi. You never want to summon this, but you do want to summon typically the Saji. Because when you summon the Saji, you'll be able to add, let's say, a Prayers or a Magatama from the deck to the hand. And the rest is pretty self-explanatory, right? Purification, tribute this, negate, all that jazz. Also, Habakiri is pretty much just link fodder for the SP Little Knight. So with this, with IP Masquerena, what you want to do is during your opponent's turn, link summon the Habakiri and itself into the SP. Then since you used a link for the SP Little Knight, you can banish a card your opponent controls. And also Little Knight, on like a chain, can banish a card you control and a card your opponent controls. Right? So it's just really good disruption overall. So that was combo number 2. Let's get into some really good stuff for combo number 3. So combo number 3 is some pretty standard Mitsurugi stuff, but it is the second best 1-card combo in the deck. Habakiri. So you want to activate this effect. You'll be adding the Saji. Summon from the deck. You don't want to tribute it because of its effect. Tribute Saji. Use Saji. You add prayers. Then you activate prayers. Boom, you want to tribute the Habakiri. And you want to activate both in a sequence. So, going to add the Aramasa. Then you're going to summon the Saji. Boom, its effect. Specifically, you want to add a ritual, just like the previous combo, because the Aramasa is going to add the Murakuma from the deck to the hand. So go ahead and do that. You want to add the Murakuma, and you pretty much go into some standard lines. So like we did before. Boom, boom, boom. Murakuma. Chainlink 1 Kusanagi, then Chainlink 2 Sword Serpent. You always want to do Chainlink 2 Sword Serpent to protect the Kusanagi, and you have this back. So next, overlay, effects, attach either one, and add a Nibiru from the deck to the hand. Then Futsu, and it's pretty much just like the previous combo. So once again, it's going to trigger, add a mirror, special summon it back, use a mirror, tribute Futsu, Habakiri, Futsu effect. You can add a Mitsurugi card from the deck to the hand, 1 out of Purification, and you can summon it back in defense. And yeah, the exact same end board as the previous combo. So you want to go into IP, boom, boom, set, and pass. So Mitsurugi's pretty much going to the same end board every time. Now you can change it up. You don't have to have this. You could end on this. This is a negate for monster effects, but I really it's kind of niche in my opinion. You just gain way more advantage off of leaving the rituals on there. Like I said in the last combo, Futsu, anytime your opponent special summons a monster, you can summon a Mitsurugi from the graveyard back to your side of the field, and then you can use Habakiri as link fodder for the SP. I think just that line in general is better than going for the Photon Lord, but I'd see it as like a nice backup option. So that was combo number 3, and now get into the final combo of the video. So for the final combo and the best one in the deck, this is the best 1-card combo in the Mitsurugi strategy, and that is the pre-preparation of rites. The reason is, unlike the other 3, this adds 2 key combo pieces right off the bat. So you're going to activate pre-prep, you're going to add mirror, and you're going to add Habakiri. And I think you see how this is going, right? So use Habakiri effect, and you want to summon Saji, tribute itself using Habakiri's effect, triggering its effect, add prayers, and this is typical line, right? Boom, sequence, Want to add this. Then you want to summon the Saji. Then the Harakiri effect. You add the ritual. After that, summon the Aramasa. Use its effect. It's pretty much the same line over and over with the Mitsurugis. They're very consistent. Excuse me. So now, like we did before, use the ritual, summon the Murakumo, Kusanagi, and Sword Serpent. Summon Murakumo, then channeling one Kusanagi, add the ritual, then channeling 2 Sword Serpent, summon the stuff from the graveyard. Alright, now you just go into the Granite. Boom, boom. Any of the level 4s will do. Use this effect. There you go. Then you'll activate this. And here's another piece what makes this combo better. Since you already have the mirror in your hand, you can actually search off another Mitsurugi disruption from the deck, instead of just the combo piece. So you summon Futsu and Murakumo. Instead of getting the mirror, you have options. So what I recommend is possibly the prayers. So this just adds more to your board and makes things more consistent, right? So next, use mirror, standard stuff. Use Futsu, add purification, summon it back. You know, standard plays. And then you just set these 2 and pass. So yeah, you just get an extra card with the pre-prep combo, which makes it a whole lot better. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but you can add any second Mitsurugi disruption from the deck to the hand. So why this is a disruption is because pretty much you can use this specifically for the Murakumo if you want to blow up your opponent's board at any time, not just when they activate a card effect. So it gives you more options to say use purification on a monster special summoned by Futsu, right? And you know, it gives you more room to play around with things, right? You don't have to use Habakiri for a link summon. You don't have to tribute off Murakumo with purification, triggers effect. You can kind of just wait for your opponent to build a board, then pop the prayers, pop the Murakumo, right? So then you can add a Mitsurugi from your deck to your hand and summon a Mitsurugi back from your graveyard. So let's say you already use the IP and have Kiri into the SP Little Knight line at like the beginning of the turn. Then you can just summon the Habakiri back using the prayers effect. So really good recursion, really good consistency, and it's a very formidable board. You know, you have a lot of just defensive options, and your last resort as well being the Nibiru. That actually helps you out if you didn't use any of their tribute effects to summon themselves back and add a Mitsurugi card from deck to your hand. You just have a lot. You have a lot to it. So now it's a closing thoughts. So overall, I'd say Mitsurugi, its 1-card combos are great. Just keep in mind, you never want to use this if you don't have to. As you saw, it is the worst 1-card combo in the deck, right? You only want to use it if, let's say, you have Prayers, Droll, Forbidden, Imperm, let's say some other hand traps, and this is like your only way to combo. Then pretty much go for that line. It's not bad, but every other combo line gives you a lot more. So let's say you have pre-prep instead, you're sitting pretty, right? Very consistent deck, amazing 1-card combos, and yeah, so that's it for my video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.